Well, this should be the next quest. What level is this dungeon anyway? This is level 20. So I've already cleared an area that was mostly 20, so I'm doing good. The skeletons are not really doing too much right now. I think they still need the level. I got my power siphon up though, which is good. I'd really love for my power marks to last more than 10 seconds though. What does the passive that affects those do? Just increases the charge, and then of course I can get increased spell damage per charge. So that would kind of enforce me to want to try and get charges. I just hope that there's more than one way to get charges other than this one spell. Maybe there's an augment that says whenever this spell kills a creature, you get a charge. Well, wouldn't that be cool to put on my zombies? I just don't know if such a thing exists. I really just can't do enough damage with my base attack, it seems. Maybe I really should go into that passive tree that increases my wand damage. It's tempting because I'm constantly running out of mana just from fireball spam alone. And then there's the constant summoning of zombies. But then again, it's not such a big idea or a big deal because here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Because here I am using my potions, right? And they're not. I'm not really running out of mana. I have enough potions to make sure that I can keep casting. I mean, and I really only have two. When you think about it, those are the two I'm using, but I have a third in this hybrid. I just don't really use it unless I also need health. But if I want to get power charges, I'm thinking I might need to because that's taking a lot of mana. Cool, so now I have 3, so I can go ahead and do this. Which did hardly anything. Of course, this guy's got additional energy shield. There, now his energy shield is gone. He's gonna pay the piper. course, these skeletons are pretty much going to be my answer to bosses, I think, is what that's going to end up being, just because I can't have my zombies. As of right now, the skeletons are pretty much worthless for anything other than helping me out when I don't have zombies. Kind of like having this army behind me. I think I might have liked the Spectre a little more, because that would be a more permanent pet. But, again, it doesn't help me when I lose it every time I zone. And that's really what I was thinking of. Or one of the things I like about this. I really wasn't sure if I would lose my skeletons or not. Judging from the description, I had a feeling that I wouldn't need to have a corpse to raise skeletons. I'm glad that actually turned out to be true. Yes. Split arrow. In the... Die. I would say if there's anything I would recommend to this game right now, it would be make these skeletons a little tougher. My minions die pretty quickly. Now, the zombies have, as they leveled up, proven that they can get tougher, but I'm just not sure about the skeletons at this point. They're dying awfully quick. And they've only got a 20-second lifetime, so I really don't see the problem with buffing a creature that's only going to live for 20 seconds anyway. I mean, if I sit there and I spam skeletons and get 7, possibly 8 skeletons, I would like those skeletons to be able to kick some ass. What leveled up? Cold Snap. Great. I think I would kind of like to see more supporter gems dropping too, but I know I'm still only partially through Act 2, so Those will possibly come later. I've only gotten 2 so far, one from a quest turn in, one actually dropping in the world. And that one I couldn't use because it wasn't for my class per se. Oh, really? Oh dear. Alright, come on skeletons, help me out here. Archbishop Jeffrey... I don't think I can say that. Alright, spam some damage abilities in there. Oh, the Abashed. I like read that so quickly, I'm like, the Abs bed? No, it's the Abashed. Okay. Oh dear, do not die here! No! We've killed the... unique monster! No dying. Yes. Okay, well, pretty much done there. Portal scroll, yay. Alright, here's the altar. I'm glad I didn't quite leave yet. What am I supposed to do with it? Oh, cool. Summon skeletons can level up. Very good. See, now I can have 8 skeletons. They still only last 20 seconds, though. I have augmented them with more health. They still don't quite feel up to what I want them just yet. So, let's look at the quest here. What have I got? Locate the hand of the good man in the ruins of the church. There we go. Alright, so that's all I need to do for this one. I can now go back. Quest complete. And unfortunately it looks like there wasn't really a reward for that one, so I didn't get to choose another ability. Shame that, eh? All these items I just cannot use. I just cannot use them! There you go, 11 intelligence, 33 maximum life. Energy shield 4 compared to... that's 18? Yeah, not worth it. Oh, what was split arrow? Fires multiple arrows at different targets. 2 additional arrows, 80% of base damage. Well, that's cool. It's a multi-shot kind of thing. So as it levels up, I wonder if it'll get even more. So could you imagine split arrow? Not only getting multiple arrows itself, but eventually getting augmented with a multi-shot rune that allows it to fire even more projectiles? Yes, there you go. See, now that would be neat. I can't level it up because I don't have any green sockets. I'm going to hold on to this wand. I'm not going to upgrade it just yet. Well, maybe I should because I'm running out of time. New random, orb of chance, random rarity. Let's give it a shot. Ugh. Ye gods. Okay, new random. I'm running out of time here, so I pretty much want to see what I can get. Increased fire damage. It's kind of what I like about this one here that I can't use. 5% increased fire damage. Let me go ahead and use that. That's 12% plus the fire damage, and this is only 10%. This is a 8 to 15 damage. This is a 5 to 10 with a 1 to 8 modifier, so that's 6 to 18 compared to the 8 to 15, so that's a more consistent damage. I'll go ahead and do that. See, this one's 8 to 15 as well. A bit more damage though. So I'll keep holding on to it for now. The rest of these can go away. Adds fire damage and cold resistance. I think I like that. I think I'd rather use that on here. So let's just verify that this, where it says adds fire damage, will it actually add to my fireball spell? So combine that 46 to 68. No, apparently that only adds the damage to my base attack. Wow. See, at least that's one thing they did to Diablo 3. And I'm always going to be comparing this to Diablo just because it's what I know, for one. For two, I think they did a lot of things right in that as far as making some of these stats matter. And that would be one of them, where additional damage would be added to your spells, even if it wasn't the right type. So that fire damage would go through and it would be added to the spell, and if it was an actual cold spell, it would just, you know, be converted back to cold. So yeah. Oh well. Still works. Still a good game. And ooh, you. Stop the bandit lords from attacking. Okay, let's see where that is. Wow, really? Two? Wow. Two up that way and another one there. And then eventually this way. This act is massive. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to complete it, honestly. I tried. Unfortunately, with the servers going down and then, of course, being busy on Saturday, it didn't help. Alright, well, I guess what I'll do is I'll wrap up here. And I'll probably move on with my final thoughts. Just because I won't be able to get any further. And that's a shame. But hey, at least I got through Act 2. Got farther than I did with the Torchlight Beta Weekend. I really should have kept playing a bit further with at least one class, I think. Feel that, you know, play out the content rather than try all the classes, although the classes were very different from each other, and is really what I wanted to see, especially with the charge bar mechanic. So I actually think for that game that would have been better. In this one, honestly, the difference between the character classes is how your primary stats are going to grow. You can see here I have a ton of intelligence. I don't think my dex and strength have really grown at all. I'm fairly certain they haven't. I would have to go back and review the footage or create a new character. But yeah, that's that appears to be the only real difference, simply because every character can pick up all the skills. Because they're all in skill gems. But you won't be able to use all the skills because certain skills will require things such as strength and dexterity. So there's a lot of runes in here you can see that I can't use simply because they require a certain amount of dex. like, for example, my fire trap, I would actually like to keep using that, but I can't because it requires dexterity, even though it is kind of a spell ability. Honestly, it's fitting for the shadow because it is a trap. Let's see, required level 12, next level, dexterity. So, honestly, this trap can be used by a shadow or a ranger. The rangers probably use them a bit more fervently, but that's pretty neat. Are there any here that require dex and int? I wonder. I don't think so. Just kind of looking real quick. Looks like they only require their color. So strength. But the thing is the dex requirement of this is so low that it very easily could be used by a shadow because he's constantly getting dex. Could be used by a duelist because he's getting dex. So there are certain things that are locked out to you just because of your skills or your primary attributes will not let you use them. So that's pretty neat. So there is a difference in the classes on that. So while you could theoretically say, oh sure, all classes could have all the skills and therefore everything's homogenized, blah blah blah, which is kind of a fear I had at first, I'll be quite honest. But at least it's shown now that unless you get gear for it, because you can gear up for additional stats, unless you get gear for it, then you're not going to be able to use every skill. And so your character type, your class, will help dictate exactly what type of runes you will use. Now there is going to be overlap. There's going to be a lot of overlap. So the dual classes that use intelligence will be able to cast fireballs if they really want to. Maybe not get it super high, but they can use a lot of the spells I use. So there is that. There is the overlap, but you'll see that overlap more in the hybrid classes. And that's kind of what they're designed for. They are there to use skills from two different types of archetypes. You know, so instead of just having someone that's pure strength, you could go a little into the intelligence or the dex and start mixing up the skills. You can use a bunch of the primary, like, marauder skills or possibly some of the witch skills just because you picked a dual class. I think that's kind of neat. So, alright, I'm going to, again, let's end it here. And I'm going to basically give the whole spiel, yay, nay, on the game, I think, overall, what I like, what I didn't like, on the next one.